What's a dictionary? It is a book that gives a list of words of a given language in alphabetical order. It explains what the words mean as in a monolingual dictionary. It gives a word for another in a foreign language as in a bilingual dictionary. A dictionary also explains the words that are used in a particular subject as in a specialized dictionary. It is also a list of words in electronic form as in an e-dictionary. What kind of data can we find in a dictionary entry? A dictionary entry includes the words current, census. Current means that is used at the present time. How it is divided into syllables, its pronunciation, the part of speech to which the words belong, and examples to clarify usages of the words in different contexts. Following is an example of a dictionary entry. An example of a dictionary entry. Disturb. First, we have the lemma, which is disturbed. It is divided into 2 syllables, which indicates there is syllabification. And then we have between 2 slashes, between 2 strokes, we have first the pronunciation in British English, disturb, and then we have the pronunciation in American English, disturb. Notice that R is being pronounced before a consonant in American English. Then we have the category or the class of the word, it is a verb. And we have number 1 for the first sense. The sense of it as a verb, disturb, to interrupt somebody when they are trying to work, sleep. And then we have an example, I'm sorry to disturb you, but can I talk to you for a moment? Notice that the word or lemma is first given together with its syllabification. The word is made up of 2 syllables, which is indicated with a dash. Then the pronunciation is given first in British and then in American English. In American English, we pronounce the R in the word before, when the R occurs before a consonant in American English, it is being pronounced. The part of speech is a verb. Finally, an example is given. How are dictionaries compiled? The main principle of compiling a dictionary is the provision of the meanings or senses of the words at the time of writing the dictionary. So the dictionary aims to give current meanings or current word usages. Meanings of words are changing constantly. Therefore, dictionaries need to be constantly updated. The basic unit in a dictionary is the lexeme or the lemma. The basic form of the word as the lemma means the basic form of the word as it is given at the beginning of a dictionary entry. Thus, in the above example, the lemma is disturb, the infinitive form of the verb. So the lemma is the infinitive form of the verb, not the past tense form or the ing form. The descriptive versus prescriptive approach in compiling dictionaries. The job of a writer of a dictionary, the writer of a dictionary is called lexicographer. The writer of a dictionary is called the lexicographer. So the job of a lexicographer is to describe words recording their existing usage. His job is not to set rules for how words should be used. It is not to set down prescriptive rules of how words should or should not be used. The lexicographer's job is descriptive and not prescriptive. Word usage changes from one period of time to another. That is, the meanings of the word change from one period of time to another. Therefore, dictionaries need to be rewritten and to be updated in order to offer current usage, in order to offer the use which exists at the present time within a linguistic community at a given time. The dictionary's role as an authority in language use and meaning. The user's attitude towards a dictionary is that it is a resource, masdar, for the best and most correct language use. The dictionary has always been believed to represent the final authority regarding words, meaning, and use. People assume that dictionaries have an authoritarian status. Dictionaries do not only protect against language degeneration, but are tools for language stability. Inclusion criteria in compiling dictionaries. What do we mean by, and that is, what are the things that decide for us which words to be put in a dictionary and which words to be excluded? Inclusion comes from the word include. So inclusion criteria means the criteria which helps the lexicographer to include particular words and to exclude others. Inclusion criteria in compiling dictionaries. Which words are included in a dictionary and which words are left out? Words that are included in a dictionary are those which get wide recognition from the language community. Usually, lexicographers do not include words unless they prove to be irreplaceable, that cannot be replaced. When the writer of a dictionary finds that a word continues to be widely used and accepted by the language community for a long time, then he decides to include it. There is another problem. Words included as main entry or as a run-on, such as derivatives and family words, may differ among dictionaries. There are great differences among dictionaries in what is considered a head word or run-ons. There are also differences in the ordering of the sentences and the amount of details offered. Words which are rarely used might be included, while others, more common ones, might be left out. Such issues make it imperative for a translator to use more than one dictionary. A typology of dictionaries on the basis of distinctive feature. There are different types of dictionaries categorized according to several factors. The first factor is the size. Size, so that there are pocket dictionaries and concise ones. The second factor is content or depth of coverage, giving us generalized versus specialized dictionaries. The medium in which the dictionary appeals is print dictionaries, that is the dictionaries, the hardcover dictionaries, and electronic dictionaries, the e-print dictionaries, the electronic dictionaries. The target user is another factor, so that there are learners' dictionaries or ones for scholars or translators. Dictionaries that may also be classified according to the language used. So there are monolingual dictionaries and bilingual dictionaries. Dictionaries could also be classified according to perspective, وجهة النظر, or viewpoint. Historical dictionaries give the history of all the words, their birth, their changes across time, and then their disappearance. General dictionaries offer a coverage of the lexicon words of a language in a given period of time. There are specialized dictionaries whose purpose is to acquaint the user with the meaning of the specialized terminology in a particular field of knowledge. Specialized dictionaries could be monolingual, English-English dictionaries, or bilingual, English-Arabic dictionaries. For example, ET's English-Arabic Dictionary of Medical Terms or Shihab's Dictionary of Agricultural Terms. Bilingual specialized dictionaries are quite beneficial, particularly in developing countries. Which dictionaries should translators use? Translators use different kinds of dictionaries, never one, depending on the type of text they have at hand. The translator's perspective in using dictionaries. What are the challenges that face a translator using a monolingual or bilingual dictionary? A dictionary is a full and exact list of the words of a given language. The translator has to choose among the different concepts in order to find a near equivalent in the target language. Issues of lack of equivalence constantly arise during translation. Professor Anani finds it wise to observe that bilingual dictionaries help translator guess a word in context rather than give an accurate definition of a word in a given language. Thus, a translator must choose one sense from the multi-senses given by the dictionaries in the source text that can be used as a close equivalent in the target text. Difficulty arises from the fact that words commonly have different senses. For example, bank is the side of the river and a financial institution. A chair is a seat and the head of a corporation. Further, different words share the same senses as in the case of synonyms. Accordingly, from the translator's point of view, choosing from the different entries offered by a dictionary can be complex. Furthermore, polysemous words with the same phonetic form but with related senses may be presented as separate entities in some dictionaries, while other dictionaries may cite them under one entry. In short, a prudent and wise translator has to select one sense that best suits the text he is handling and then look for its equivalent in the target language. Now I'm going to read an example for you of a dictionary entry with several senses. Let us open the book, page 13, because the job of a translator is to choose one of the senses given in the dictionary rather than any sense according to the text he is translating or he is having in hand. So page 12, bottom of the page, last paragraph. As an example, let us analyze the word needle as a dictionary entry in Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. Under the head word needle, there are at least 6 sub-entries to the word as a noun. For sewing, number 1, a small thin piece of steel that you use for sewing with a point at one end and a hole for the thread at the other, a needle and a thread. For knitting, a long thin piece of plastic or metal with a point at one end that you use for knitting. You usually use 2 together. For drugs, a very thin pointed piece of steel used on the end of a syringe for putting a drug into somebody's body or taking blood out of it. On instrument, a piece of metal on a scientific instrument that moves to point to the correct measurement or direction. The compass needle was pointing north. On pine tree, the thin, hard-pointed leaf of a pine tree. On record player, the very small pointed piece of metal that touches a record that is being played in order to produce the sound. All right. From this, we know that a word may have different senses and that they may have different orders, and the senses are ordered in different ways in different dictionaries. And the job of a translator is to use the correct sense that suits or that is appropriate to the source text that he is translating. The translator's perspective in using dictionaries. What are the challenges that face a translator using a monolingual or bilingual dictionary? A dictionary is a full and exact list of the words of a given language. The translator has to choose among the different concepts in order to find a near equivalent in the target language. Issues of lack of equivalence constantly arise during translation. Professor Anani finds it wise to note that bilingual dictionaries help translators guess a word in context rather than give an accurate definition of the word in a given language. Thus, a translator must choose one sense. A translator must choose one sense from the multi-senses given by the dictionary in the source text that can be used as a close equivalent in the target text. Dictionary skills, an essential part of the translator's training. The translator faces several problems in using dictionaries. Among these problems are the huge amount of data the dictionary offers, the mismatch and overlap in dictionary entries across languages. Therefore, translators have to have good skills to extract information found in dictionaries. Context or the surrounding words or the linguistic environment. كل ده معاني لكلمة context. Context عموما معناها situation بس هنا معناها surrounding words or the linguistic environment. Usually plays a major role in determining the right selection among the senses. Translators need training in how to locate and extract the information they need from dictionaries. Answer to exercise 1.1, page 16. Entry for the word needle as far as found in Megdi. What does the exercise say? The exercise says, make a search of the word needle in English, Arabic bilingual dictionaries and observe the following. The meanings given to the words in Arabic. So I'm first going to cite the meanings given to the words in Arabic. The overlap or mismatch in the main concepts and meaning given. Provide 3 examples where the word needle has different meaning in the Arabic translation. Needle. First, we have entry for the word needle as far as found in Magdi Wahbas and Nafis English Arabic Dictionary. First, we have the lima or the lima, which is, or the lexeme, which is needle, and then between squared brackets, we have the pronunciation of the word needle, and then we have N full stop, which means that the word needle is a noun and the meaning of it is going to be given needle as a noun. The first meaning of needle is ibra. Knitting needle, إبرة التريكو. Compass needle, إبرة البوصلة. needle point سن مدببة كالإبرة. needle valve صمام إبري التصميم. needle and thread أعمال الخياطة أو الإبرة والخيط. pine needle ورقة الصنوبر. hypodermic needle إبرة الحقن. give him the needle أزعجه أشد الإزعاج and it is slang. SL معناها slang ومحطوطة بين قوسين. slang معناها it's colloquial أو درجة استخدام دارج. فلما نقول give him the needle معناه أزعجه أشد الإزعاج. engraving needle إبرة الرسم بالحفر المحفرة. معنى تاني لكلمة needle is مسلة، ومعنى ثالث لكلمة needle هو صخر مدبب. Comparing the entry of needle in Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary and in Nafis, one notices several mismatches. أول حاجة, needle on record prayer is not present in Nafis. تاني حاجة, engraving needle is not found in Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. تالت حاجة, النفيس gives other two major senses for needle, صخر مدبب ومسلم. The translator has to be careful in selecting. Selecting معناها choosing, معناها اختيار. The correct sense, المعنى الصحيح, according to the context, حسب السياق in the text, في النص, حسب سياق النص. He is handling, he is translating. However, it is to be noted that the English-Arabic dictionary and Nafis makes things easy by specifying the context. بيحدد السياق وهو بيدي المعنى. يعني بيقول إبرة البوصلة، فبيحدد السياق. That is indicating the type of needle before giving the Arabic word for it. Do the same for the words in exercise 1.2, which is on page 16. Exercise 2, page 16. Suggested questions. These are simply suggested questions, but other questions may come. Define the term dictionary. This is given at the very beginning of the book. Here is a dictionary entry. So I'm going to give you a dictionary entry and I'll tell you, describe the information found in it. You have to tell me the lemma, the syllabification, how it is divided into syllables, the pronunciation, the word category, the different senses, etc. What are the various factors that help us in categorizing dictionaries? You have to mention things like size, like content, like medium, like the target user, if he is a learner or a scholar or a translator, etc. What are the challenges that face a dictionary using a monolingual or bilingual dictionary? Thank you very much and good luck for you.